There's all these kind of numbers in our life floating around. And what I want to challenge you to do is make sure you're measuring success by your own standards. Introducing The Vixen Voice, a podcast for ambitious women entrepreneurs ready to move into their feminine essence, live their truth, and unlock their full potential. I'm your host, April Roberts, and each week I'll be interviewing inspiring women who decided to take a leap of faith to pursue their dream. Women who believe that they were born for something bigger. Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the Vixen Voice. Today I was gonna do a Q&A because I have a couple of questions from y'all, but I think I'm gonna do that next time, or maybe I'll do a special live on Facebook to answer some Q&As. So if you're not part of Abundant Business Women, join us there. We also have a new amazing Vixen community. So if you've joined us for our 3-day challenge, you've been invited in, or if you're a client. So I may start going live there soon, and we might open up that community. So if you're not on our email list, get on the list, and that way you always know exactly what's going on. But I actually just had the pleasure of being a guest on a client's podcast, and she was in our Vixen Mastermind for our inaugural year one. She's taking some time off now because she is building her mastermind. Unfortunately, her father is not doing well, and there's just a number of things going on in her life that it made sense for her to take a break. So it was really fun. Sylvia Worsham, if you're listening, hi. It was really fun and heart-touching to be on her podcast, reconnect with her, and really be guided by my client. I loved it. It was so fun. So I thought I'd just pop on here and chat with y'all from the heart, because I know many of you are building businesses, or maybe you're trying to start a business, or possibly you're working full-time and you have a business on the side. Plus you have kids and family and significant others, and your spiritual life, your self-care. There's a lot of balls in the air. And a lot of times there's an external pressure to set certain goals and to hit certain marks. And I know we're all on this journey here. If you listen to my podcast, you're probably trying to get away from that life, and that's why you found me. But we all get sucked back in. I mean, hey, we have to make a living, right? We have to hit certain numbers to pay the bills, take care of things, have enough money to grow our business, take care of our team, etc. And we want to help numbers of clients. So there's all these kind of numbers in our life floating around. And what I want to challenge you to do is make sure you're paying attention to the right numbers. If you're paying attention to numbers, right? Make sure you're measuring success. And I'm going to use air quotes. So if you're listening, I'm air quoting right now. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see me. Make sure you're measuring success by your own standards. So it's interesting because I actually have 2 keynote speeches coming up in June. I have a week, which is probably, in the past was my ideal week and what I thought I would be doing when I started the Vixen Gathering. And, I have a photo shoot on Tuesday. Wednesday, I have a VIP day at a client's office where I'm coming in to help them set goals and targets for the team. And that's going to be super fun. I love that work, and I love this client of mine. So great to see her in person. And then Thursday, I'm doing a keynote speech in Houston, and Friday, I'm flying to San Diego because I have a keynote in La Jolla, either Friday or Saturday. I have to find out which day. And in fact, when I get off here, I'm hopping on a call talking about another keynote I've been invited to do. And I love these things. I love giving keynotes because I feel it's another way that I can make a difference and bring value, just like with the Vixen Voice, why I do it. But it's interesting because I look at it differently. I think back in the day when that was my ideal life, maybe there was a little bit of vanity involved, or, I want the recognition, I want to be seen. And I just view it so differently now. I can't explain it. Like, I'm excited to do it, I'm happy, but what I'm more excited about is that I was just on my client's podcast. Into July, I'm flying to San Diego for another client's book launching party. And that's super exciting for me. I have a client having a celebration in Morocco this week. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I'm really bummed about that. And, right now, how I measure success is really through joy and happiness. And what brings me joy and happiness is to get to watch other people's recognition. And I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was when I was on someone else's podcast. And I had been trying to articulate this switch to a coach of mine, and honestly, he didn't believe me. He was like, no, you're supposed to be on the stage. You're the one supposed to be doing things. And, coming even from a spiritual perspective, but it's a time in my life where I want to be more backstage. I want to celebrate other people's celebrations. And a couple of weeks ago, I was getting recertified for my high performance coaching. So, it's 4 days. We go through all day long, and part of it is role playing. So you play the coach, you play the client, you play the observer, and I love it because you learn so much by being the client and being the observer, not just by coaching, right? And that's why I have coaches myself, because coaches and mentors need coaches and mentors. Consultants need consultants, right? But anyway, we were going through and this came up, the switch I wanted to make, and they were like, we believe you. This is like your purpose and what you want to do. And I don't know, it's interesting, but why did I have to hear that from a stranger, right? Why didn't I just trust, yes, April, you've changed. This is what's important to you. Go forth with this. Because I can share with you at our Vixen masterminds, they're amazing weekends. I love them in general, but my biggest win is when someone pulls me to the side and tells me an impact that's been made in their life, or they started praying again, or they feel loved again. It's kind of all these soft things that happen. Like, yes, they've set amazing goals. Yes, they're increasing their revenue, their income, all these like kind of statistics. But it's really these soft wins that bring me the most joy. And I don't know, I just kind of wanted to hop on here and talk about that. And I the only thing I hate about podcasting is when I'm solo, I don't get feedback from the audience. That's what I love about Facebook Lives, by the way. Even though I can't see you, you can send me messages. Or when you attend my challenges, my team, and all of our consultants and everyone keeps saying, why don't you go evergreen? And I just don't want to. I love the interaction with the other women that are there live on the call. I really think that's where the magic happens. So right now, I would just love it if I was live on YouTube or Facebook and you could be sharing with me what's on your mind. What are things like this you're talking about? How do you measure your success? Because I don't know if it's curiosity or love of people, but I love to hear these stories. And I also think it's important that even, I said, why did I need a stranger to validate my change? And it wasn't really. I just needed to speak my truth out loud and hear it, if that makes sense. And that's why I love small group coaching. I love the masterminds. I love Facebook Lives. I love challenges because, the women who attend are speaking their truth out loud and they're owning it. And it's so important to make sure that you are on the right course of action, that you are following your purpose, and you are living a life that is going to bring you joy, peace, and happiness, love, all of the important things, right? So I guess my message is just don't get caught up in the vanity numbers, right? It's not about the vanity numbers. It's about those things we do that make the deep, lasting impact that just like make us feel warm and fuzzy inside. Right now, getting off that podcast with, my client, former client, hopefully future client, and just connecting with her and having her be the interviewee, I don't know, I feel so warm and fuzzy. I feel very emotional right now. And I think that's what life's all about. And I think sometimes we get so busy that we are missing the point. So I guess my takeaway, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please drop me a note below this. I would love that so much. I really love hearing from y'all. That's why I love the Facebook group and all these other things that I've mentioned to you. But, how do you measure success at this point in your life? What's important to you? And what fills your cup and makes you feel warm and fuzzy? And what if we just started making decisions in our life based on these questions, right? And trusting that the rest will take care of itself. I mean, we have to do what we have to do. We have to feed ourselves. We have to feed our kids, right? We probably have to make money. I hate to say the term have. We can choose to because we don't have to. But just, I don't know, I challenge you. What's a soft measure of success that you could set for yourself? And let's measure that for the next few weeks. And I'd love to hear from you. How does it change your life? How does it change how you show up every day? How does it change the energy you bring to the table and the impact you make in the world? So again, it's driving me crazy that I'm not live right now and getting feedback. So please drop your comments below if you're watching on YouTube. Share any answers to these questions you have. And I invite you, join us in Abundant Businesswoman, my Facebook group, where you can share that feedback. And definitely, anytime I'm having a challenge, a webinar, anything live, please join us. Would love to have you. And yeah, that's it. And by the way, we are going to Belize end of next month for the Vixen Mastermind. So talk about fun engagement. Let's engage on the beach with the Caribbean in front of us because the house we're masterminding in is on the Caribbean. So if you've ever wondered, is a mastermind right for me? Just, reach out. We can chat for 15 minutes, see if it might be a fit for you or not. And if it looks like it's a good fit, we'll have a deeper conversation. It's really that simple. I can share with you all of my contracts have a money back guarantee because if you're not happy with the group, then you're probably not adding to the group. And, there's something better for you out there, and that's okay. It's important that we have a safe space where we can be and get better together. So if you're curious, if you'd like to talk about it, just reach out to my team at vixengathering.com and let them know, hey, could I have a 15-minute coffee chat with April? I'm curious about the Vixen Mastermind. Happy to hop on with you, have a quick chat, and I'm going to warn you, I love deep questions, so be prepared for deep questions when we get on. I hope y'all are having a great week. I hope you're enjoying the summer. Remember, the summer is a magical time, as all the seasons are, but are you doing something special to really be alive and present this summer? Be it with your family, for yourself, with friends, whatever it is. Go out and do something magical for yourself and the people you love today or this week. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit subscribe so future episodes are automatically downloaded directly to your device. And if you want access to today's show notes, including links to all the resources we mentioned, visit vixengathering.com/podcast. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you next week for another episode of The Vixen Voice.